Okay, so I thought it would be a good idea to introduce you to my range. Some of you will know about it, some of you won't. I've never actually done a video where I've talked about the products and what you can do with them and why I think they're so good. Everything for me started off with this range with the stencils, because the stencil can give you pattern, and that's really my background. I have a complete love of pattern. So it's not a very big range, it's going to be growing, but the stencil range includes borders all over repeating patterns. I've recently introduced some floor stencils which have been doing really well, large scale, simple, quite graphic tile shapes. So I thought I would talk you through some of them. I'm not going to show you all of them, but if you go to the website you can see. They're actually made from a material which is called Milo, it comes in different weights. This is 190 milligrams, which means that it's really nice, heavy weight. It's not too thick, not too thin. If it's too thin, it's really flimsy and it's difficult to work with. If it's too thick, you end up getting what's called pooling of the paint around the edges of the shapes. So this is, for me, the perfect weight for creating really nice, clean lines. So these are like simple motifs that you can use dotted all over. You can just use a simple shape on its own in the centre of something like a cushion cover. This is one of my favourites. This one, it's one of my best sellers, called the Lund Stencil. Really nice Scandinavian inspired design. Lots of different borders. This is obviously a slightly Moroccan inspired border. These stencils come with the main pattern and then a mini triangle, and I have to say this is one of the most useful stencils that I work with. It's really good for fitting into little narrow edges around tables or on the legs of cupboards. Really useful. So those both come together. There are several in the range of borders. Then I've got my larger stencils. I started off by using these on chairs. I designed this specifically, the size, the dimension of this, for the seat of a wooden chair. There are 3 different patterns in this range, but they fit perfectly onto the base of a wooden chair. But they're also really nice if they're used on cushion covers. I've done a lot of really simple graphic designs with like bright colours onto cream canvas for cushion covers. And then this is one of my large scale floor stencils. This is called the Fez floor stencil. Again, really nice quality, can use it over and over again. I also have these really lovely stencil brushes, quite large size 8. I have smaller ones, but these are the ones that I tend to use the most because you get the biggest area of coverage. Really nice quality, made from hog hair, bristle, and they're just really perfect. Nice flat end, perfect for the job. There's a range of 10 different coloured stencil paints. They're very small pots, but don't be fooled, they go a very long way. When you're stenciling, you use such a small amount of paint that something like this, that you could cover a whole chest of drawers with one of these small pots. Come in a range of different colours, and they're all named after places that I visited as a child. This one, for example, is called Pendine, the pale grey, which is in Cornwall, if you didn't know. They can be used indoor, outdoors, they can be used on pretty much any surface. They're really versatile paints. And then finally in the range, I have Stencil Paste. This is a thick paste which you apply through a stencil, and it leaves a really nice raised effect that you can then paint over. You can be really creative with this. This comes in 3 different sizes. Once it's dry, it's rock hard. You can't get rid of it. You can wipe it off before it's dried. If you make a mistake, you can scrape the whole thing off, wipe it down with a damp cloth and start again. But once you're happy with it and you've left it to dry, it will be there for years. So that's the range, but if you're interested in finding out more about it, you can have a look on my website, which is nicolettetabram.co.uk, and you can see everything there.